Do you want to know what happened in Palestine on December 29th?
Just east of Khan Yunis, they had targeted the house of the Shawaf family in Abbas and al-Kabira, and a great fire broke out when they did so. By the grace of God, everybody survived. And as the occupation was targeting the Baptist hospital in Gaza City, this infant had died of hypothermia at Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital. Juma al-Badran. He was 20 days old. His twin brother is also fighting for his life. But he wasn't the only baby. Today we lost 2 infants to the freezing cold. The tents in the humanitarian area were not designed for this. When they bombed a car in Nuseirat, they killed Muhammad Nasser Abu Atiwi, injuring multiple others in the process. Massacres were carried out in Nuseirat today. Here, a young man bids farewell to his brother. Here, a toddler kisses a father goodbye. And here, Al Wafa Hospital was targeted in the center of Gaza City. There were 7 martyrs from these strikes when they hit the 5th floor of the hospital. This, of course, immediately on the heels of burning Kamal Adwan. Civil defense digs through the rubble to find as many martyrs and injuries as possible. But they do so by hand. All of their equipment was bombed by the occupation. The remains of medical workers that were working inside of Al Wafa are collected in plastic body bags. Here we see one of the schools turned into emergency shelters inside of Nuseirat. And you can hear what daily life is like for the citizens that live here. The twins here injured from their strikes on Nuseirat have tiny holes on them that look like bee stings. And they were immediately rushed to the emergency room because everybody knows what they are. Embedded inside of the twins are these tungsten cubes from the Spike missile made by the company Rafael, designed to damage vital organs and to break bones. These missiles are designed to cause as much damage as humanly possible, and unfortunately the organs of an infant are much more compact than those of an adult. What looks like a bee sting on that baby's belly could be a death sentence. Between these babies and this child that was much closer to the blast, the casualties of this strike were primarily children, some of which could not be saved. A mother and a father say goodbye. The occupation released propaganda showing how kind they were to Dr. Hassam Abu Safiya, the medical director for Kamal Adwan Hospital, before they besieged it and burned it down. They show him inside of the tank, and they show him leaving it. But they didn't seem to want to show you what came after, so I will. Patients and medical staff were forcibly abducted. Many were stripped of their clothes in the cold and held at gunpoint by the occupation. Those they didn't release, they bound and they blindfolded. And Dr. Hassam Abu Safiya, the medical director for Kamal Adwan, they have reportedly taken him to Seti Timan, the same concentration camp where they raped Dr. Adnan al-Bursh to death. Meanwhile, settler extremists take over Al-Aqsa Mosque inside of the West Bank, under the protection of the occupation, and they dance while the bombs fall on Gaza. With columns of smoke blooming into the city skyline, these strikes can now be seen from any settlement along the northern Gaza border. North of Ramallah, they attack Palestinian homes. Their mobs move through from home to home, trampling the archaeological ruins in the area. And as night falls, the storms move in. These will be the worst of the rains, washing away the tents along Muasi and soaking the infants inside of their blankets to the bone. It was a struggle enough to get the occupation to allow tarps in, and proper tent equipment is almost always out of the question. If you see an organization that has managed to get some in, such as the Samir Project or Heal Palestine, they are worthy of your support.